Welcome to another Hogg's vlog. We're going to talk about India's troubles against New Zealand. How will that affect them here in Australia? And I've been over to Hong Kong with the Hong Kong Sixers. Some great performances there, which I'll talk about at the back end of this video. Let's get right into it. Let's get into some questions that have come through socials over the week. Why couldn't India play against spin? This is India versus New Zealand, obviously. Well, I just felt India were rushed in the batting department. I think they were put under pressure by New Zealand. They're behind the eight ball. They have lost 2 games straight. They wanted to prove something. So I think they just went a little bit harder out the ball rather than playing with soft hands when they were defending. But Pant was absolutely unbelievable. The way that he attacked the left arm off spinners, he'll be trying to charge them, hit with the spin, hit down the ground as well. And when it was the right arm off spinner coming on, turning the ball away, he went to the sweep shot quite a lot, trying to get him off his line and length. Pant was the best player of a spin throughout the whole game, but the other Indian batsmen weren't able to keep up, because I was simply going too hard out the ball. But you've got to give credit to Ajaz especially, and also Phillips, for where they were able to consistently put the ball on a good spot. They weren't trying too much, and Sodhi with his leg spin picked up vital wickets, especially that wicket of Pant in the first innings, which was probably the big game changer. So well bowled to New Zealand in that regard. Now, question 2 on the list from the old socials. What should Rohit and Kohli do? Retire is the question mark. But I don't know about that. But let's just go through a few stats first. Kohli, up until the year or start of year 2022, he was averaging 50 and Rohit Sharma was averaging around 47. When we look out past the year or the start of 2022, Virat Kohli's averaging 35 and Rohit Sharma is averaging 33. So a big drop for both players. But from 2023, that's the start of 2023, Kohli is averaging 40 and Rohit Sharma is averaging still around that 34 mark. And then this year, Virat Kohli has dropped his average down to 22. He's had a poor season against New Zealand, or a series against New Zealand, and Rohit Sharma's averaging 29. I think for Rohit Sharma, this will be the last tour that we see Rohit Sharma down here in Australia. I don't think he'll play too much Test cricket after this, because he's nearly 38 years of age. He's getting a little long under the tooth, and he's not quite as fit as he used to be. Virat Kohli, he's 36. He's still a little fitter than what Rohit is. He's still got some joy for the game. He's still got that passion. And I still think India can get another 2 years out of Virat Kohli. But I don't think he'll play on much longer than that. So watch out for this space. Rohit Sharma might retire after this Australian series down under, and looks as though he might not play the first Test match or 2 as well. That might be an indication of where Rohit Sharma is at the moment. Question 3. Was Rishabh Pant really out? We're talking about the second innings here, and that was the bat pad of Ajaz. And for me, I think that was definitely out. I think there was a little edge there. You could see the deviation on or off the bat into the pad going to the close infielder. So for me, I don't think there are any complaints there. I think where Rishabh Pant is disappointed is the way that he played the ball. I think he was just playing from the crease rather than charging down or playing that aggressive sweep shot or getting right back and working to the leg side. He wasn't quite there. That was a ball where he wasn't fully switched on, and I think that's where the frustration was with him walking off slowly, not because of the decision made by the umpire. The ball definitely deviated off the bat there. He can't complain about that. Was it right for Rohit to play aggressively out the beginning? And this is the second innings, when India needed their top order to get them off to a good start. Now for me, it was a small total. You want to play that aggressive brand of cricket, but I think Rohit Sharma was a little bit bamboozled by the way that Henry was bowling. the first couple of deliveries, he beat Rohit Sharma, and one just cut back in a little and hit him in the midriff there. I think Rohit Sharma was a little unsettled, and then he played in that aggressive nature, and that shot that he got out on, that is not true Rohit Sharma. That just showed that he might be getting long in the tooth. That means he might be getting a little old. We discussed that in the first question as well. He wasn't quite there for the pull shot. Normally when Rohit Sharma's at his best, he's quick on his feet. He normally hits those balls for 6 when he's playing that pull shot. But that got big on him. It was a little too quick on him. He was too late on it. And I think Rohit Sharma probably should have played a little more conservatively in this instance and try to get the pace of the wicket and then take on Henry and the other New Zealand bowlers. That was a cheap wicket for New Zealand, and India struggled to recover after that, apart from the brilliant innings of Pant. The next question from the socials is, how will India change their game plan against Australia? Well, obviously in India the ball was turning a lot. You have to play with soft hands. But in Australia, you're going to have the extra bounce and the extra pace. And you've got 3 quick bowlers from Australia that are around about that 140 mark plus, and they bowl in good areas. So it's going to be tough for the Indian batsmen. They've got to play with patience. They've got to get in good positions to be able to nullify any movement. But the good thing about the extra pace that Australia have, you can use the timing. The ball is going to come on. You don't have to overhit the ball. So for me, the game plan for India with the bat is getting good positions and just use the pace of the ball and have good timing. You'll get good value for shots. You don't have to be too aggressive here against Australia. When it comes to the ball, you've got Akashdeep, who I think can just do a roll like a Glenn McGrath used to do and just hit that good length as much as possible. You've got Boomerang there, who can be the aggressive bowler, and then your spinners become more defensive. So they're trying to limit the scoring rate, a bit like Nathan Lyon. You don't want to go after the wickets, because when you go after the wickets on Australian conditions, especially in the first 3 days, the batsman can really take you on and play with good effect, because you're trying too many variations and there's going to be some scoring options there. So for me, it's about good line and length, being patient with the ball, with both spin and pace. Alright guys, I've just been over to Hong Kong commentating the Hong Kong Sixers. It's a great tournament. There's only 6 players per team. And it was past internationals who were playing, representing their countries, and there are even some teams that have players that are presently playing as well. Now, you can have 4 fielders, 1 bowler can bowl 2 overs in the match, and then you've got to get 4 overs from the other 5 players that are in the field. The keeper can't bowl, and there's only 6 overs that you bat. There's short boundaries as well, so there's plenty of 6s and plenty of 4s. But there are 2 games that, if you can go back and watch the replay, I want you to watch. The first one is the first semi-final between Australia and Pakistan. It is some of the best fast bowling I have ever seen in the last 15 years. Remember, you've only got 4 fielders out. The Yorkers that these 3 bowlers executed in the first 4 overs of this game was exceptional. That was Shahab Khan, Amir Yaman and Fahim Ashraf. So go back and watch those highlights. Games only go for 55 minutes. Those first 4 overs of that game will probably take 20 minutes on that video. It's worth a look. Then the next game I want you to see is the game between Pakistan and Sri Lanka in the final. Now, Pakistan won the toss and elected to bowl first, and Akhlaq got 48, but the rest of the Pakistan batsmen could not get a single run. Sri Lanka bowled well, and it was Ratnayaka with his left arm off spin and right arm off spin that did all the damage. He was exceptional, and it just showed that spinners with short boundaries and only 4 fielders can do a lot of damage as well in this tournament. And then when Sri Lanka batted, watch out for Werakode. He was sensational. Jayasuriya type, playing with light fading against sheer fast bowling. It was exceptional batting, and it was an exceptional game. Pakistan fought their way back in and nearly defended a low total. And that leads me to the present game of Pakistan versus Australia over here at the MCG. We're going to continue with the fast bowling because both teams have got exceptional fast bowling depth. Australia bowled exceptionally well, keeping Pakistan to a low score. And everyone's been talking about Pakistan's fast bowling attack not delivering at test level. But when it comes to shorter form of the game, they are exceptional. Harris Rauf, sheer pace, bamboozling a couple of batsmen, fighting back and nearly bowling Australia out in under 35 overs to defend 203 was a wonderful performance. There's 2 more games in this one-day series. It's going to be exciting. It's going to go down the wire. Don't write off Pakistan yet. And I can't wait to the T20 series as well. Hey, thanks for joining me on the vlog. If you've got any questions, get them downstairs and I'll answer them on the next one. Thanks, guys.